Shabbat Shalom, everyone. As mentioned, I'm Rabbi Benjamin, and it is my great pleasure and honor to welcome some old friends and some new friends to the beginning of the Bat Mitzvah weekend for Karli Kotliki. I know that a lot of you are here for that, and others are going, well, now I have something to do tomorrow morning. I had no idea. So it's wonderful to see so many people and to be with so many here for such a joyous thing. It's always good to have things to be joyful about. And certainly the last week or so has been a bit trying and challenging. And I wanted to say a few things. The first thing that I wanted to say is that we have been in conversation with and working with the Reno Police Department and other security entities. And so we do have an increased presence of security for the weekend. So if you do see a police officer wander in or around, do not be alarmed. They're there because they're keeping us safe. So that is something to be aware of. The other thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to share a midrash. This was one that I learned from Rabbi Sharon Brous, and she shared it in part because it is fitting for this time that we're in right now, but also where we are in our liturgical cycle. There's a story that when Adam and Eve encountered the first sunset, Adam became very scared because the sun was going away and it was getting colder, and he began to panic. And Eve sat down next to him and comforted him, and they watched the sun go and sat there together until the sun came back. And so what Rabbi Brous suggests that we take from that is that we come together when we start to feel darkness approaching upon us, and we remain together until the light returns. So with that in mind, I hope that we can all do that. And as I said, this is a joyous weekend, and it is always important to take time to celebrate things that are happy and wonderful and accomplishments. And so certainly there will be some moments this evening of pensiveness and reflection and solemnity, but Shabbat is a time both of rest and of celebration. And so I beg your pardon, but that's what I'm hoping that we can begin doing, and we can celebrate together and enjoy all of the wonders that we are going to experience over the next day or so. So with that, we begin with a reading which is found at the very, very bottom of page 3 in your book. I always should say very quickly, if you are online and have not already downloaded our virtual Siddur, you can find it at sinaireno.org/live. Help me perfect my ways of loving and caring. Inspire me to make myself whole, so that I may honor your name and create a world of justice and peace. And at this time, it is my honor to welcome Karli Kotliki up to our bima to light our Shabbat candles. If you are following along, you can find the blessing on page 2. Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, tzivanu madlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. Thank you. We continue our welcome of Shabbat with some songs. Our first song is Hine Matov, which can be found on page 10. Hine Matov umanayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov umanayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, hine matov. Yadadai, yadadadadadadai. Hine matov, hine matov. Yadadai, yadadadadadadai. And we turn to page 12 for Lechuna Ranana. Lechuna Ranana, Lechuna Ranana, Lechuna Ranana, Ladonai. Lechuna Ranana, Lechuna Ranana, Lechuna Ranana, Ladonai. Naria, Naria, Litzor Yishenu, Nikad Mafanav Todah. Naria, Naria, Litzor Yishenu, Bizmirot Naria lo. Lechune Ranana, Lechune Ranana, Lechune Ranana, Ladonai. Lechune ranana, lechune ranana, lechune ranana, ladonai. And our next song is Lechadodi, our welcoming of the Sabbath bride. As is our custom, we will be singing verses 1 to 5 and 9. And when we reach the 9th and final verse, I invite you, if you are comfortable, to rise and turn to the entrance of whatever space you are in to welcome in the Sabbath bride. The song begins on page 20, and we are singing this evening a version that comes from Kol HaNeshama, which is the gigantic Reform synagogue in Jerusalem. Also, it's a 2-chord song. I just learned this the other day, but which may be why I'm so comfortable singing it. Lecha dodi likrat kala yadadai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala yadadai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad. Hishmianu el hameyuchad, Adonai echad, u'shmo echad, l'shemu tiferet v'letehila. Lechadodi likrat kala yadadai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kala yadadai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nilcha ki mekor habrecha mirosh mikedem nesucha. Sof ma'aseh b'machshavat chila. Lechadodi likrat kala yadadai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yadadai, 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 pnei Shabbat, nekabela, hitorari, kiva orech kumi uri, shir daberi, Kvod Adonai alaik nigla, lecha dodi likrat kala, yadadai, 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 pnei Shabbat, nekabela, lecha dodi likrat kala, yadadai, 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 pnei Shabbat, nekabela, Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'v'tola, tochem u'nei am segula, boi chala, lecha dodi likrat kala, yadadai, 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 pnei Shabbat, nekabela, lecha dodi likrat kala, yadadai, 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 pnei Shabbat, nekabela. I will stall for time as it sounds like more people are coming in. I will say very briefly, the service will look a little different this evening because we will not be doing a Torah service or a sermon because our Torah and our Torah learning will be happening tomorrow morning. And I definitely do not want to take away from all of the hard work and wonderful things that Carly has to share. So services will be a little shorter this evening. But the good news is we get to the food faster. And I know that for a good number of you, that's why you're here. So, and that is the secret to Judaism. Thank you all for listening to that. I hope. Hi, welcome. I wasn't revealing any deep secrets or anything. You didn't miss a thing. We turn at this time to the Chatzi Kaddish, which can be found on page 26. Please join me. Yitkara v'yitkara shemei Rabba, b'alma divrach hirute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon uv'yomechon, uv'chayedecho beit Yisrael. Bagala, uvizman kariv, vimeru, amen. Yesh me rabba mevarach, le'alam me'almaya, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yipar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, v'yitale, v'yithalal, shmei d'kudisha barichu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma, v'meru, amen. Baruch Hu begins on page 28. I invite you to please rise. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamevorach Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Hamevorach Leolam Vaed Hamevorach Hamevorach Leolam Vaed. We continue together in the Hebrew on page 30. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, pochokma poteach she'arim, uvitvuna mishane itim, umacharif et hazmanim, umsader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem, barakia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, gorel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom uve'layla, umavdil bein yom uvein layla. Adonai tzivaot el chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, hamariv aravim. Ahavat Olam, our next song is on page 32. Ahavat Olam, Bet Yisrael, Amcha Ahavta, Amcha Ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadata, Otanu limadata. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shokvenu, kumenu nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu, v'yorech yameinu, uvahem nage yomam v'layla, nage yomam v'layla, v'yahavatcha tasir, mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael, Ohev amo Yisrael. Shema begins on page 34. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. You may be seated. We continue together with the V'ahavta, which is found on page 36. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha u'lechtecha v'derech u'shachbacha u'vkumecha u'kshartam laot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'tavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkaru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kadoshim lelohechem Ahani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem Mieretz Mitzrayim Liot lachem Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Emet. We turn to page 39 and we read responsively in the middle of the page. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Micha Mocha can be found on the very next page. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 yai dai 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 dai. Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nehedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot osef ele, Nora tehilot osef ele. Malchutecha ra'uvanecha, Bokei ayam lifnei Moshe, Zelianu ve'amru, Zelianu ve'ameru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. V'ne'emar kifarai et Yaakov, Ugalo miad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Gal Yisrael. We turn to page 42 and we read the English in the middle of the page. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and to peace evermore. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Would you please join me in Vishamru on page 44. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, lasod et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, lasod et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael od hi leolam, Odhi leolam v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasod et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam ki sheshet yamim Asaronai, Asaronai, et hashamayim, et haaret, v'shamru, v'nei Yisrael, et hashabat, lasod, et hashabat, ledorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasod et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Well, thank you, everyone who joined me in that, and everyone who is coming to the synagogue maybe for the first time ever or the first time in a while and going, oh, I guess this is what people do. I'll just do the Macarena. It's that ancient Jewish dance. Well, now that we are all warmed up for our prayer, that was just the prelude, right? We turn to page 46, and I invite you, if you are able, to please rise for the Amidah. Adonai sifatai tiftahu fi agita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekoneh Hakol, V'zocher chasei avot v'imahot, u'mevi geula livnei bneihem, leman shemo be'ahava, melech ozer u'moshia u'magen. Baruch atah Adonai, magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atarav lehoshia, Mashiv haruach umerid hagashem, Mechalkel chaim b'chesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Sohomek noflim berofeh holim, Umatir asurim, Umkayem emunato mishenei afar michamocha al gevurot umido melach melech memid umechayeh umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman atah l'hachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. I invite you to continue silently to page 62. Please be seated when you are finished or when you feel ready. O Say Shalom can be found on page 62. O say shalom, shalom bimromav, say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Say shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Amen. Oh, say shalom, shalom bimromav, say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Amen. Although we are not doing a Torah service this evening, I did want to take a moment to think about those in our community who need a bit of healing, whether of body or mind or of spirit. We are thinking of Laura Bartleson, Kathy Bartlett, Tracy Bartlett, Danny Berger, Sue Berkhammer, Laura Cohen, Jeffrey Four, Stephen Gould, Marlene Harris, Debbie Herman, Yolanda Jimenez, Kevin Knox, Margaret Lewicki, Trenton McGregor, Airman First Class, Harav Miriam Bat Shifra Vipinchas, Harav Miriam Yael Chaya Batzara, Aaron Morgan, Tim Ober, Claire Petersky, Carol Pevney, Jackie Ramirez, Judy Ramos, Sarah Bat Chava, Shayna Bracha Bat Esther Malka, Chris Stanton, Vanessa Wagner, Bobby Wells, Usher Zalech. And we also want to send our healing prayers to people who are in affected parts of the world, whether it is by things within our control or without. We're thinking, of course, of people in Ukraine. We're thinking of Hawaii, and of course, the people in Israel and in Palestine. For all of them, we offer our prayer of healing. If you are online, I encourage you to add the names in the comments if you are comfortable doing so. And if you are present tonight and would like to, please add names when my eyes meet yours. Our song of healing, that is Debbie Friedman's Misha Berach, can be found on page 253. Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor Habrecha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBrecha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. All right. It says sermon, but I'm just going to skip that. I assume that's an error in the. As I promised you already, I wouldn't talk. So we turn at this time to Aleinu, which can be found at the bottom of page 282. It is my honor to invite up Carly, Russ, and Lynn to open our ark, and I invite you, if you are able, to please rise. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, k'teit gdula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkenu kahem, v'gohor aleinu k'chol hamonam. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Page 285. Let the time not be distant, O God, when all shall turn to you in love, when corruption and evil shall give way to integrity and goodness, when superstition shall no longer enslave the mind, nor idolatry blind the eye. May all created in your image become one in spirit and one in friendship, forever united in your service. Then shall your realm be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. Adonai will reign forever and ever. Page 287. V'nemar v'haya Adonai למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. Thank you. You may be seated. We think now of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. At this time, we remember Scott Johnson, Catherine Linsky Foley, Henry Hank Froelich, Setsuko Olenichuk, Barbara Gonzalez, Aaron Yosef, Tova Batmair Vatirza, Raymond Russell Riker, Judith Tamkin, David Torgman, Lorenzo Otero, Anita Goldwasser, Jamie Smith, Mark Umlas, Francine Catherine Barr, David Ben Avraham, Tatiana Marie Granoff, Millie Ralston, Carol Ann Garris, Esther Bat Evron. And on this Shabbat, we commemorate the yard sites of Samuel Jaffe, Harold David Seelig, Harry Greenspan, Joanne Hanny Reichman, Arthur Gould, Ellen Minnick, Ethel Greenspan, Paula Phillips Oliveri, Manus Rosenberg, Frida Kempler, Sister Laureen Grady, Benjamin Friedlander, and a special yard sites and commemoration for members of the Kotlicki family, Marshall Kotlicki, Irving and Selma Ginsburg, Ali and Sharon Sali, Isidore and Mary Kotlicki, Abe and Dorothy Safe. I should have read this ahead of time. Sorry. B and Morris Poslins and Ronald Poslins. If there are other names that you wish to add, again, online, I encourage you to do so in the comments, or if you are present tonight when my eyes meet yours.
Dr. Steve Schiff.
Jacqueline Wilson, Phil Huckabee,
Kadisha Tome can be found on page 294. If it is your custom, I invite you to please rise. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah v'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael ba'agala uzman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam ulmei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh V'yitadar, v'yitale, v'yithalal, shemei d'kudesha berichu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, ta'amiran b'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all who mourn, to which we say, amen. You may be seated. At this time, we have a few announcements. Let's see. I would invite up Tova, but I think she snuck out. So I guess I'll do this. All right. Well, first of all, certainly, thank you, Marilyn, for greeting this evening. If you have not met Marilyn before, you met her when you came in. She was the one smiling behind the mask. I can assure you, we can see it in her eyes. Oh, and there's Tova. Come on, Tova, come on down.
I'm in the kitchen. I heard announcements, and I was like, "Oh, Marilyn's coming."
I would never. They're all yours.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. You bring me so much comfort, and I hope I can be a small part of that to you. Thank you all. And Mazel Tov, young lady, I thought I would recognize you. She's grown so much. So excited to see you. Thank you for everyone who has helped make this service possible tonight. Thank you, Marilyn, for greeting. Thank you, Michael Gordon, for running our live stream. Thank you to Tracy and Crystal in the kitchen who are helping to set up our oneg for this evening. Our oneg is sponsored by the grandmothers of Carly Kotlicki in honor of her bat mitzvah. If you are joining us online this evening, we will still have the Zoom room after the service, so please stick around and we'll open that up for you. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. will be the beautiful bat mitzvah of Carly Kotlicki. All are welcome. Please come join us. There will not be any Torah study tomorrow. And then on Sunday, the 15th at 9:30 a.m. will be our weekly Sunday morning service, followed by Sinai School. On Tuesday, the 17th at 7 p.m., we have a crafter schmooze. So if you knit, crochet, watercolor, build Legos, bring your thing and come do it together with us on Tuesday evening. Thursday, the 19th at 4:15 p.m. will be our Torah for Tots program. On Friday, October 20th, we'll be back here for Shabbat service. And Gary and Judy Schumer will be hosting the oneg in celebration of their 50th wedding anniversary. Torah study at 10 a.m. that following Saturday. And then Sunday, October 22nd, we'll be back for Sinai School, our weekly service, and there will be a parent and Sinai School social that day as well. Tuesday, the 24th, if you wanted to spend some time with the rabbis, we have our lunch with the rabbis. So you bring your lunch and you can get to have some one-on-one time with the rabbis. On Sunday, the 29th, if you have a kid in Sinai school, this will be a field trip day. They'll be field tripping to Carson City in celebration of Nevada Day and spending a little time at the Jewish cemetery there and doing some cleanup work at the Jewish cemetery. Our temple office will be closed on October 30th. And I'm going through so many announcements because I really want to be sure to get to November 5th, which is going to be our fall mitzvah day. So here, thanks to our social action committee here at Sinai, we'll have a blood drive that'll be offered. We adopted a neighborhood park, so we'll be doing a cleanup event at that park. And then here at the temple, we'll be doing a deep clean of our temple library. So if you are able, we try to have service projects available for all physical abilities, and we would love for you to join us on November 5th. So thank you so much, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. Mazel Tov again to the Kotlicki family for this wonderful occasion.
All right, and thank you, Tova, for the announcements. Our closing number this evening is Adon Olam, which can be found on page 321. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Li'ei Nasa V'chefso Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra B'acharei Kichod HaKol Levado Imloch Nora V'hu Haya V'hu Over V'hu Yeh B'tifara V'hu Echad V'ein Sheni L'hamshilo L'hachbira V'li Reshit V'li Tachlit V'lo ha'oz v'hamizra V'hu Eli V'chai Goali V'tzur Chevli B'yetzara V'hu nisi umanos li Menad kosi B'yom ikra B'yado Avkid ruchi B'yetishan V'yahira V'im ruchi Giviyati Adonai li V'lo ira. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.